Coming to you from Rochester, New York, home of the Lilac Festival, Strong Museum of Play, and the National Tech Institute for the Deaf. Your one-stop shop for everything nerdy and geeky. Here's FC3 Monkey Business, starring your hosts, Tanya Metris, Chris Frank, and Billy Dietor. Coming at you in the latest 4D technology, here's your host, Chris Frank.
I do love these new openings. I do. These are awesome. We got to record more of them. I think we have to record more of them. It's good to be home. I missed you guys. Everybody have fun last time?
Yes. Hi, Chris.
You sounded great. You guys sounded great. You didn't need me. See, that's a thing.
I miss you.
I was happy, but I'm happy to be back in the studio and back to work. It's fun.
It was odd. It was very odd last week because I'm just looking around going, what else do I do? Like,
Tanya, the secret is like I told you beforehand. The secret is just to speak from the heart.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was quite verbal last week.
You did good.
And there wasn't any shots of Fireball yet.
I absolutely loved them. I thought they were great episodes. You didn't need me. I'm serious. It's a thing. All right. But here I am. I am here.
Did you write the book of... I'm still going. Did you
I'm done. Bye-bye.
So I am here. All graduation festivities. Well, no, the senior ball. Now I'm going up on graduation is what's coming up next for my young Jules. And that's going to be crazy as all hell.
She rocked it out in regards to ball being so comfortable in regards to shoes.
The shoes. She wore her Chuck Taylors, man. She was good. She looked fantastic, didn't she?
Yes.
I was making her breakfast this morning, and she confided that it was not her favorite dress ever, though. She didn't feel comfortable in it when she was dancing around.
It didn't seem like her.
It didn't. No, and I knew that from the first time I saw the first picture of it.
Having a long sleeve type thing.
Yeah.
It's not her. It was a beautiful dress and things like that.
It was good. But she preferred her junior prom dress last year better.
With all the flowers and things like that. Yeah. And so. But
my baby girl not a baby anymore.
She's we're recording on the 2nd, and so this is dropping after graduation.
No, this will drop this week.
No,
next week,
because we're supposed to record on graduation party day.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's what's in my head.
That's why we're
this will be aired after graduation.
After graduation, so you'll actually have it.
Yeah. So my love and best wishes to the Aquinas class of 2019. Now we're all fellow alumni together. And now they can
call you Chris Frank and not Mr. Frank.
Well, you know, it's funny. I've always told the ones that have been working with FC3 over the years, I've told them they can call me Chris.
But they don't do that.
Tony for a long time, it took him forever. It was always Mr. Frank, Mr. Frank. And then we'd get him on air whenever he'd be on the podcast.
Like,
and he'd, hi, Chris. But now he's getting used to it now, though. It's
still a little challenging, a little difficult.
One of Jules's friends who comes over to play D&D at our house every so often.
Dan?
Dan, yeah, who's a freshman in college now, will still go, hi, Mr. Frank. And I'm like, it's okay, good. We'll roll with it. Anyway. So that's a thing. But Billy.
Yes, Chris.
I've missed you, Bill.
I've missed you too, sir.
I'm glad to see you, my friend.
Me too, Mr.
And you got
Frank.
your Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash shirt on today.
Yes, I do.
I approve heartily.
Yes.
I approve heartily. And then Miss Tanya Metris is in the house as always.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
And then our favorite Anne of all time. Not the Anne of Green Gables. Not Anne Boleyn.
But she loves that book. That's her favorite book.
Not Anne Boleyn, but Anne.
Hopefully
Anne.
It's not Anne Boleyn.
Hello. Anne Boleyn's dead. She's missing her head.
Yeah. She's a poet. Didn't even know it.
Anne and I survived.
Yeah.
We
rocked.
We did rock.
You did more than rock.
Fireball helped a lot.
Your dance recital?
Yes.
Went well?
Yes.
I saw pictures. I was very excited. I wish I could have seen it.
We had a lot of fun.
And Jess rocked it out, too.
Oh,
yesterday.
The Jess. Hello, the Jess.
She's
you got to keep it down in the corner over there. You're just a little too loud today, young lady.
She did
What are you looking
8
through?
dances.
What do you got? You got your phone? Okay. All right. She's doing her thing.
Yeah, she was non-stop leading into the finale, and can she come to my house and clean? Because she just wanted to clean and clean and clean and organize.
That's a good nervous habit to have.
Daisy Cadet whatever room that it was at the end of the hallway. But I'm sorry, it was hot up there.
Oh, it was probably 85, 90 degrees.
And I think it's because of all the lights that are on.
Oh, and the amount of bodies in those rooms. There had to be 50 girls.
Next year, Febreze and deodorant.
Yes. Oh, my God. Febreze, deodorants, and some fans.
Yes.
I'll be your fan.
You can Febreze
not that kind of fan.
Not that kind of
Can
fan.
you Febreze the boys' room?
Oh, God. No, there's not enough Febreze on the planet for something like that.
The kids don't realize it when they're dancing and they come off and they're running and things like that, and then more bodies come on and they come off and they're dancing and things, and it's just a constant flow of bodies that were hot underneath those lights, and then they come and change, and they're hot and they're sweaty. And then they got to run out 4 songs later, and
they're leaving sweaty shoes all over the place. Oh.
I nearly left my phone on the table backstage. I was getting ready to go up the stairs. I'm like, oh, my phone. I had to go back downstairs and things like that to get my phone off.
It was still fun, though. It
was fun. And I was talking about that this morning when I was with Laura, that just looking at the family atmosphere, and I was telling my mom that you've been doing this for 20 some odd years between your niece Corey and your daughter Jessica, and Anne was bawling for every senior dance, and she's like,
you see these girls when they start dancing at 2 and 3 years old, and to see them now, every single one of those seniors is accepted to 1 or more colleges with scholarships.
That's amazing.
And they've danced their entire lives, and you've watched them grow up, and they're now 18 years old and leaving, and I'm like, oh my God, they're my little girls, because I've been backstage mom for I can't tell you how many years.
So there's 5 years to go for Jess.
5 years for Jess.
Okay, so we've got 5 years to see her to
5 years to stock up on the tissues. Not sure. We have 2 years until she goes to Europe for 15 days, so you guys might have to hold me up those 15 days.
We'll get you covered. We got your back, honey.
with Fireball.
We got your back. Oh, fireballs. See, for a D&D player, that's got an entirely different connotation.
Yes, it does.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break in a second here, and when we come back, we're going to be going back to the old roots of doing the proper Not a Book Club.
Which we did a couple weeks ago.
Little Legally Blonde. The resume, it's scented. I don't know why I expected anything different. Anyway. But today, we're going to be talking about another blonde. We're going to be talking about Kristen Bell and her vehicle with Ted Danson, The Good Place. And so it's going to be concentrating on episode 1, season 1?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to be doing that after the break. We'll be right back.
Let's hear from comedian Brian Reagan talking about graduation ceremonies since it seems appropriate.
There we go.
I went to my nephew's high school graduation. I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in the human species in my life. I'm in the stands. This woman gets on the microphone. She tried so hard. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful day here with all these graduates. We're going to ask you in advance to please not applaud or cheer when your individual child or friend is called, because we have way too many graduates, and it would not be fair to the people at the end of the alphabet. We're going to give everybody an opportunity at the end of the ceremony to give a big simultaneous round of applause for everyone. But please, when your individual child or family member is called, please don't applaud at that time. Okay, thank you in advance for understanding. Okay, here we go. Let's get started with our first graduate, Aaron Anderson. Yeah! Aaron! Aaron! Are we the smartest species? We're top of the food chain? I so wish, while he was yelling, that a clamp would have descended from the darkness of the ceiling, like one of those claw games, just right above him, and then just clamped onto his ribs and just pulled him up, a whooping and a hollering, a legs a flailing, just pulled him up into the darkness. I don't want him to die. I just never want to see him again.
We did talk about your daughter's graduation on the air, and that wasn't just off the air.
Oh,
it made
yeah?
no sense, right? Did we discuss it on the air?
I think we discussed
we
it on
talked
the air.
about
Good.
graduation.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
That's the reason why that we weren't
Yeah, because
recording.
that I wasn't around. Oh, that's right, because we were talking about why I wasn't around last week or last time, whatever
and
the
then
case may
why
be.
we're not recording
Yes.
this coming weekend. So.
Exactly, because I was thinking this episode was going to be dropping this coming Wednesday, but it's not. It's going to be the Wednesday
after graduation.
Yes.
And all that
This
was
is-
on the air, and
It's all on the air.
That wasn't just completely out of nowhere.
Billy's like,
I don't know.
Wait
Did
a
you
minute.
hit record?
Oh, let me check. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, so we're going to talk about The Good Place. Give me some details on The Good Place, Tanya. Looks like you're staring at a screen right now.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the synopsis for the pilot episode of The Good Place.
Fire away.
It introduces the heroine, Eleanor Shellstrop, played by TV comedy treasure Kristen Bell. Newly deceased, she's been hit by a convoy of runaway shopping carts and a freight truck with an erectile dysfunction ad on the side. All while she was buying
all
a
the place to
bottle
die.
of Lonely Gale margarita mix for one. She wakes up in the office of Michael, Ted Danson, the novice architect of one of the afterlife's many neighborhoods. Michael explains that the universe scores every one of our actions on either a positive or negative scale, and if the good significantly outweighs the bad, we get to spend eternity in a wonderful dream world where all our needs are met. Judged to be worthy of this good place, Eleanor meets her eternal soulmate, Chidi, a Nigerian philosophy professor to whom she confesses a secret. She actually didn't lead a saintly life of service. There has been a celestial filing error. So, therefore, she really wasn't naturally a good person.
In fact, she was a very bad person.
Bad person.
She's sort of a medium person.
She's selfish.
Yeah.
Now, before we go any further,
there's going to be spoilers. So,
just throw it out there. We got to do a sound effect of that so we can just hit it at random. Spoilers.
Now, granted, this was September of 2016.
Right.
So this is 2.5 years later.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: I just
started watching.
I know
it's
a well-regarded, a well-received, and has some decent ratings. But honestly, I know I don't watch it on a regular basis. I know several people who don't. So it's entirely possible that you're hearing about it for the first time today.
I discovered it a few months ago on Netflix, and I'd heard good things about this. Let's check it out. And
have you finished it?
Every available episode, yes.
Yeah.
Is it at the end of the first episode that you find out what's really going on, or is it the end of the season? It's the end of the first season.
End of the first season.
Is when you find out.
And I'm only probably about 4 or 5 episodes in.
Okay.
So, but I watched this a couple weeks ago thinking that we were going to talk about this a while ago.
Right.
Well, like 2 episodes ago. And then we kind of jumped and said we weren't going to do...
We had some different ideas.
We didn't do 2 Not a Book Clubs together. So I'm like, so it's been probably about 3 weeks since I've watched anything.
See, I rewatched the first episode the other night in preparation.
Let's see, I had rehearsal, and then I had a dance recital, so yeah, I haven't rewatched it. But
I forgot how much it made me laugh and how much I just actually forgot and how much, like having now seen 3 seasons worth, going back to that first episode and knowing what you know now, and going back to that first episode and sort of seeing little clues and little fun stuff that you didn't notice the first time.
All the little details that led to the ultimate.
What a brilliant show. I swear I love this show. I discovered it a few months ago, and next thing you knew, Susan and I were through 2 seasons within 5 days.
Yeah, it's a fast watch.
Yeah. Well, it was because they're short.
It's only 22 minutes an episode, and
but they're so funny. You have to just keep going because you don't want to. You don't want to
stop.
Yeah.
So it's a half-hour comedy, basically.
Yeah.
It's 22 minutes because of commercials. So, but you get 20 minutes of actual content.
Right. So if you're, it's 22 minutes total. Normally, if it was on TV, it would be 30 minutes because you've got the 8 minutes of commercials through there. So
we've talked about this. Do you feel it helps tell a tighter story because it has less time per episode, and so it's not an hour-long comedy where they have to really draw things out? And
I think so because it kind of makes you keep on going because you're like, oh, that was only 20 minutes, and you could just keep on going. Whereas if you're watching an hour-long show, they're like drawing things out this way and this way and this way and this way. Whereas this, you're like, it kind of like cliffhangers, and you're like, ooh, what's going on? Let's get to the next episode because
there's many fine 22-minute situation comedies, but this one has such a unique setting and situations, and it just flies by. There's things to think about, and next thing you know, oh crap, that episode's over.
And you're moving on to the next.
Yeah.
And you can carve through 3 an hour.
Yeah.
So you can pound out a season in a day. If you're in a Netflix binging kind of a mood.
In fact, Tanya hasn't even got to my favorite twist of the show yet.
No.
An early twist with someone, Jahanyu.
The
monk.
The monk.
There's a twist with him that you haven't gotten to yet.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
He'll wind up being your favorite character on the show.
All right, so give me a rundown of this first episode. What it starts? Does it Does it just kind of flash at her passing?
It opens with her in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. She's in the waiting room of the place.
Good place.
And let's see. throughout it, so she gets called into the office if she's like looking around, and
she doesn't know where she is or why she's there.
And Michael starts explaining that people's been judged, positive and negative behaviors, and blah 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 blah, and he landed here, and then he takes her out to orientation.
Actually, if you remember, Ted Danson goes, "Now I've got some shocking news. You're dead," and she's cool.
Let's see.
I mean, we can have a proper conversation about Kristen Bell along the way as well.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Because
she is such a good actress.
I know, right from Veronica Mars to what's the one, the vacation?
Yes,
Forgetting Sarah Marshall or something like that.
Yes, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah,
that the various things she's been in she always makes me laugh. And she's married to Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard, yes.
Which their marriage is just the best. I love how open and just funny they are.
Yeah, and of course their commercials for the washing machine.
It's not just that. Like when they're on Ellen, they literally crack me up every time.
They keep her going.
Yeah,
they're a little comedy routine in themselves, and you can tell it's not perfect all the time. That these two, they have their issues, they go back and forth, but it's how they are open about it, and how it's just their goals. Hashtag goals. I guess that's the way the kids will describe it. So.
But Ellen wakes up in the waiting room. Ted Danson explains her situation, how she died, as Tanya mentioned. He goes, now, some people don't want to know if they've died in a particularly tragic or upsetting way. And she wants to know, and it's being run over by shopping carts and then hit by the Viagra truck. And buying lonely girl margaritas. And then he explains... He sort of goes through her life, how she helped the kids in third world countries. And
he's like going through everything.
All the good stuff she's done in life.
That she never did.
Nope.
Then takes her to her new house. Everybody gets their dream house.
It's just like cute little cottage, and it's next door to this huge mansion.
And her little house is painted with clowns, and
because she likes clowns and she likes whatever, and I'm not so far in, but she's like tells Chidi, she goes, "This isn't me."
Yeah. After Michael leaves her with her soulmate Chidi, everybody here has their soulmate, and this is yours, Chidi, and
they don't get along.
No, they get
along fine.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't.
No, that's not. No,
he doesn't talk.
No,
Different
different character. Different character. Yeah,
he's not as open though in this first episode as he becomes.
Because he's a Senegalese ethics professor. So Eleanor tells her soulmate that all of Michael's information about her is wrong because the biography, memories, and the home preferences belong to somebody else.
Got the wrong Ellen Shellstrop.
So she has made a living by knowingly selling a worthless supplement to the sick and elderly and was crass and uncaring. So, like those infomercials or whatever.
Oh, God. Okay.
She's selling snake oil to old people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now her soulmate, quote unquote soulmate, now has a moral crisis of whether or not he's going to help her, because she's like, I want to stay here. And this isn't necessarily me. And then they go to the neighborhood welcome party at their next door neighbors, Tahini and Jinyu. And Tahini is perfect, whatever, and she's talking and she's whatever, and her soulmate is a Buddhist monk who doesn't talk.
Who doesn't talk? Okay.
Yes.
And so during the party, Eleanor sneaks in and starts eating all the shrimp and keeps taking more and more and being like the selfish person that she was in real life. And then the next morning, this is where the show ends, the neighborhood is attacked by representations from Eleanor's life and her misbehavior from the day before. So chaos now starts ensuing.
Giant shrimp
raining down, and Michael's now starting to think that he has failed somehow, and that's how
is the architect he messed up, but no, it's her.
But it's really her, but he doesn't know that. But it's only
okay.
It's only the first episode, and you're like, wow, they give you so much detail in that first episode, and they flash back to different...
So they really do pull you in that this is the good place and that she's just in the wrong spot. You know?
And somehow her presence in the good places sort of send things into craziness.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that's the theme of the whole first season then, is that you're trying to figure out how Ellen's influencing heaven as it is.
That's part of it, yeah. It goes into actually some deeper categories or some other twists that go on. And
because here comes the big one. This is the huge spoiler about to be landed at this time. It's not actually the good place, right? This because if I remember correctly, at this point
you find that out at the end of this first season,
right? At the end of the very first season, you find out that it's actually been this whole theatrical performance.
It's the bad place.
It's the bad place.
Everyone is an actor except for those four.
Yes.
Chidi, Eleanor, Tahini, and Jahanyu.
It's their own little personal slice of actual hell.
Now, I'm on Wikipedia right now, looking at the episodes in order. I've only gotten through the first two. I thought I'm further ahead than that.
I was wondering why you hadn't come across Jahanyu as...
But it's weird because Jahanyu... speaks in episode 3, so it's my next episode that I watch that he'll start speaking.
And once he starts speaking, you'll never stop laughing.
You'll never stop. Yeah, you won't laugh.
And I'm looking at the preview for episode 4, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, now I'm going to have to go keep watching. So I've only seen the first 2 episodes. And I thought I've seen 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But 40 minutes seems like 3 or 4. Based on
because so much stuff
happens in there,
within
but it's
those
truly 2 episodes.
Well, and that's the thing is for me I do remember basics of the first episode, but I've watched like the first few episodes of the second season because my ex-wife is big into the show. She loved the show, so I remember sitting down and watching a few of the episodes with her, and so I knew a lot of the particulars of what was going on. But for me, I was watching it from the aspect of now these 4 understand what's happening to them.
And things have been sort of rebooted.
Yes, and so you're looking at the perspective of now we're watching how the whole package has been kind of unwrapped little by little, so that you're now part of the story at this point. And so going back to the beginning and seeing where it began, and they're like, I guess this is just kind of her effect on things around, not realizing it's actually there's a bigger thing, which I thought is some brilliant storytelling.
It really is. It's, to me, some of the best writing I've seen in just a network sitcom, any network type of TV show. It's, I can't explain how much I love it. And there's bigger themes to the show about being a good person and your effect on others and how society affects you.
Right. So you got a lot of the social commentary while laughing your butt off because this woman is just gallivanting her way through things and just kind of like figuring out, and stumbling. Probably is a better way to describe it, stumbling through things, trying to figure out how she fits into things.
But they spend the first season trying to learn to become better people so that they can, because they still think they're in the good place.
Right.
They spend the first season trying to make themselves good people so that they don't get kicked out.
Okay.
I kind of had this feeling the whole time that it was never the good place because of the frozen yogurt.
Why is frozen yogurt a sign of hell?
Because there's nothing but frozen yogurt dessert-wise in that whole place.
Okay. So
that's
frozen.
The only thing.
So hell froze over is what you're saying, or something like that?
Wouldn't there be like chocolate or vanilla ice cream or something?
If it's their dream environment or whatever.
No Oreos. Just saying.
We're not going there.
I'm going where the Oreos are.
Well, as Michael says, people love frozen yogurt.
No, they don't. People love to pretend that they love frozen yogurt.
Yes, that's true too. Although Abbott's custard.
You can't beat Abbott.
No.
But if you're going to love frozen yogurt, you want to have 500 toppings on it.
Well, maybe 250, 247. 246 if you're not into anchovies.
You ever taken your kid to one of those places you make your own frozen yogurt?
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like
there's the place over at Greece Street Center Mall.
Yeah.
They get the place over at Greece Street Center Mall, and where they got the whole wall of them.
Yeah.
Right? I watched Juliana. She took the cup, she filled a third of it with the yogurt, and then just went right down and got everything.
Yeah, and it's like $35 later. Here's my ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just looked at her and I'm like, I don't like you right now. But Dada. See, here's the thing.
But Dada.
My daughter is 17 years old, but whenever I know she wants something,
Dada.
It's she becomes 5 again. You know, Dada.
And then she goes like this.
Yes, she puts her hands under her chin. She looks so cute. She does a little dimple thing. Dada, you love me. Oh God, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Great.
I do, but
here, shut up and take my money. You know.
But Peter,
will that actually work?
With her only.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The first episode goes super fast, though. Like the
Yes.
time you start it and you end it, you're like, okay.
All right.
I watched the entire first season before lunch at work one day.
Well, that's that 22-minute aspect we were just talking about earlier. You know, but
I wish I could.
you have these bite-sized tight stories. The writing is good. You have the acting is good. You have these great actors. You know, Ted Danson has always been one of my favorite guys because he's just he's so good at delivering things without being completely goofy.
He's got the one-liners.
He's got the one-liners down and the subtle. The subtle, and because remember Sam Malone from Cheers.
Yes,
it's the iconic role for him, right? But he's also been in CSI, Dark and Gritty, and then he's been in 3 Men and a Baby, right? So in goofy and silly, but still not Will Ferrell goofy, right?
Yeah.
And so he's got this ability to deliver, like Ann was saying,
and
the one-liners.
Becker, where he was sort of the grouchy guy.
Oh my God, that was a great show. That was a great show. So I mean, you've got this class act here. You've got Kristen Bell, who's a talent. Who else is in this show?
No one famous.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, some other famous people make guest stars.
Okay.
But Jahanyu and Tahini are not famous people. In fact, she was like a YouTube star in England.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And they found her, and she didn't even have to. Someone came across her, and they said, "That's her. That's who we want."
She's made a huge impact just in Hollywood in itself from what she's done because she makes a huge, big deal about I don't fit sample size clothing. They had to bring in a whole new wardrobe for her.
Oh, she's curvier
tiny.
girl. Oh, she's tiny.
No, she's curvy.
Okay.
She's tiny and curvy. She's a tiny little waist, but she has hips and she has a chest. So she doesn't fit into the sample clothes. So she made a big deal out of the fact that they ordered in clothes just for her because she's a real size person and she's not going to starve herself for the show. And I love that aspect.
That's awesome.
Of it. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And one of my favorite little details of the show is that they can't swear in The Good Place. And she keeps trying. She goes, "Why are you being such an asshole?" Wait, I'm not. I didn't mean to say asshole. I'm trying to say asshole. And they can't. What kind of bullshit forking?
The forking. I love when they say forking.
bullshit.
It's almost like from Johnny Dangerous, like that farging bastard. I'm going to hang you by your bells.
Good Place is the first. As I said, it's the first show for her. She was a host on a presenter on BBC Radio 1.
Okay.
Of the official chart and the official chart update. And
what's the actress's name?
Jamila Jamil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamila Jamil.
Yeah, okay. It's got a rhythm to it.
And
she's beautiful.
she began
Absolutely
her
beautiful
career
woman.
as an English teacher.
Really? Well, if anybody knows how to tinker with a language, it's an English teacher.
And had never acted before and is great in her role as Tahini.
And Janet, the programmed guide that acts as the AI or the intelligent, that's her first show.
Really?
And she's really good too. She nails that.
And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I look like I've seen her before. She reminds me a little bit of like Flo from Progressive,
yes.
things like just like
I think the persona of what she's trying to play is what makes that.
yeah.
Because I don't really think she looks that much like her, but how she acts.
She's a helper in The Good Place.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's an artificial
just
intelligence.
knows
The interactive
everything.
personal assistant.
Got it. Okay, so she's your Jarvis.
Yes.
Got it.
Except
Or your
a physical
Rami.
person.
Yes.
Or Rami.
Or Rami from Andromeda Ascendant.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Those are good references there. I can handle that.
So, yeah, there's only, 6 main characters?
But when you see the show, how many extras have got to be in this show?
Because they have to populate The Good Place.
Yep, the whole town of weirdos.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh, now we got to start over. Thanks, Chris.
Spoilers.
Oh, so, I don't know. I'm just...
If you haven't seen it, start watching it, but make sure... I've had to watch it twice because the first time I watched it, before lunch at work, and
you probably miss things.
I miss things because I'm at work, and I don't really watch it. I listen. So then I had to go home and binge watch it at night. Well, again. Nothing else to do.
But Manny Jacinto as I keep wanting to call him his real name, Jason. You'll find out he's Jason, and not Jahanyu.
I saw that.
Oh, okay. Oh, and he is the funniest character one of the funniest characters in the history of television. He is the stupidest human being you'll ever meet.
Yes,
he's going to be in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
what?
Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's smarter in that one.
Well, I'm assuming it's acting. There's acting involved.
I don't know.
So.
I really don't think he could act to be as stupid as he was. I don't know, Billy. What do you think about that?
He's got to memorize his lines,
Yeah.
Well, he's been in Once Upon a Time, Supernatural, The 100, iZombie, Bates Motel, the Romeo section, Roadies. The longest time is in The Good Place because he's just been in episodes of the other thing. He was in an episode of The Good Doctor. Actually, he was in Bad Times at the El Royale.
That's a great movie, by the way.
And he's...
Which one's that one?
That's the one that was
it was just
shot
out last year.
That was the hotel was on the border of 2 states, right? Or 2
It's a
towns.
shoddy little hotel. Bad things happen. It's sort of a Tarantino-esque.
Oh, yeah. And Chris Hemsworth's in it.
Yes.
Okay.
And Chris Hemsworth is great in it.
Well, I think that's the thing is people. Chris Hemsworth. We'll go on another rant about him in a minute or two, but I just want to say there's an untapped talent there that is only just starting to scratch the surface. He's more than just Thor.
He sure is.
Right? And
that's okay.
And he's starting to see that, and people are starting to see that now.
He plays a Manson-esque character in Bad Times at the El Royale, and he is scary and fun. And I didn't recognize him as Chris Hemsworth, to be honest with you, until I read the credits afterwards. Holy crap, that was Chris Hemsworth. Because I kept thinking, I know who that is, and I couldn't figure it out. And then when I saw that, I said, oh my God.
Well, let's make a point in the next couple of months. We'll watch El Royale and we'll do a book club on that one.
Oh, God.
Because I think that sounds like a good movie to touch on. All right, so... As a person who did not do the homework for intentional purposes, because I want to lead the conversation rather than be the conversation sometimes, I'm hearing positivity. This sounds like a great show. This sounds like something I'm going to want to watch.
It's fun.
And there's also something you can learn and you can pick up off of it.
I think so.
Okay. So we're going to recommend this show to our listeners. And we're going to say if you have not yet started watching The Good Place, now would be a good time to start picking it up and catching up. It's going to be easy to pick up because the writing is smooth. The episodes are 20 minutes to 22 minutes long. It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yep.
There's also, I'm going to assume, DVD box sets available at this point.
Assume.
So if you're into that sort of thing, there you go.
And there's 3 seasons of 13 episodes each, Ann.
Okay.
I think that's
so you can blaze through them fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And right now, the 3rd season isn't on Netflix. Only the first 2 seasons are. I'm assuming the 3rd season will hit
the
Netflix.
live one so far?
Once the 4th season hits network, they'll probably put the 3rd season up on Netflix.
That's typically how it works with Netflix. Yeah.
So
all in all, good show. Kristen Bell in top form.
Yes.
Okay. Ted Danson.
Excellent.
Okay.
Although it's the unknowns that really are like the shockers. Jason and Tahini and Chidi, along with Kristen Bell. It's a true ensemble cast.
Okay.
No one gets the feature all the time, but everyone gets lots of time.
Good.
It's on Hulu if you have Hulu, and season 3 is on Hulu.
Oh, yay! So I have Hulu. So I have Netflix and Hulu.
I was just checking because I think that's what I watch it on because at work my Netflix jams all the time. So
gotcha.
And the little
you should
tip,
be working and not listening to Netflix.
My Netflix is jamming. Oh, sorry.
Don't do that again.
Since you're listening to us, you do listen to podcasts. There's an official The Good Place, the podcast.
Oh, is there?
Hosted by Mark Evan Jackson, who plays Sean. He's one of the Bad Place overseers.
Gotcha.
He's Michael's boss.
He's Michael's boss.
I see.
And it's a really good podcast where every week they break down the previous night's show or the previous week's show with someone associated with the Good Place show, whether it's a writer or one of the stars or someone else, a set design or so. And that's a very good podcast also to listen to.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
I recommend it.
Very good. And on that, I'm going to say cool. Because I don't want the podcast talking about the first episode to be longer than the first episode.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
I wonder if there's trivia.
I'm sure there's got to be some sort of trivia, and we'll talk about that after the break.
Okay, I'll research.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got a couple of events, we've got some trivia, and we've got our question of the week.
I've been thinking a lot about life and death. My buddy believes in heaven. And I asked him what his idea of heaven was. And he said, when I die, I believe that I'll be reunited for eternity with all of my family that passed away before me. And I thought, is that what we want? Do you want to be reunited with your family for eternity? If I die right now and see my whole family on a cloud and they're like, hey, Dub, I'd be like, hey! I'll stop by and all, but I'm not doing eternity over there. I mean, I think we can all agree the last 30 Thanksgivings have not gone smoothly,
Dub David off on heaven.
He makes available. I mean, there's obviously family members I'd love to be able to spend a lot more time with. But yeah, then there's that, the crazy Uncle Joe that just like, no, I don't want to talk to you for eternity. No, that'd be bad.
And even the family I love, I don't want to spend all my time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I actually want to go on the show because the frozen yogurt that they eat is actually mashed potatoes. I am in. I am totally in.
Mashed potatoes awesome. In a cone.
But it's better than eating all that sugar all day long, and it doesn't melt as easily. That is brilliant.
That's probably.
And it won't melt under the hot lights.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So that's hysterical. I'm just like, that's the very first thing. We already talked about tahinis, that this was the first roll.
Those aren't M&Ms, those are bacon bits. Wait, what?
Tahini, she was on the cover of the magazine that was next to the one that Eleanor was reading before her death scene.
Oh, that's funny.
So it must be when she was in the line at the grocery store or whatever. We talked about the podcast. Let's see. The stores in the Good Place, they include all chocolate everything, all the books, Infinite Light, the Good Plates.
The Good Plates.
Nice.
Everything Fits clothes store, your anticipated needs, warm blankets, childhood mementos, and at least 8 different yogurt stores.
Let's see. In the Good Place, a storefront called the Good Plates, I would expect the proprietor to be Nick Tahoe.
Oh,
absolutely.
For those math people,
get old Nick out.
The math people out there, the name of the primary neighborhood in the show is neighborhood 12358W. The numbers correspond with the Fibonacci sequence, in which every number is found by adding the 2 previous numbers.
Oh, I see.
So 1 and 2 is 3, 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 5 is 8. And
16 and 16 are 32. Inchworm, measuring. Sorry, just went somewhere else with that.
See, I thought you were going Schoolhouse Rock, but it went to a reference I don't know.
It was Muppet Show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they had a little Muppet inchworm just kind of... Actually, never mind.
And what year was that?
A long time ago.
It was, because I
It was a long time ago.
From when you were a child, Chris?
Yeah, from the late 70s, I think.
Yeah.
Remember that one? From the early days of the Muppet Show?
I'm embarrassed I don't remember it. Usually I'm good at those references.
I'm a huge Jim Henson fan. So.
all the coffee cups are green and say The Good Place.
Nice.
In The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
Michael once stated that he can read the entire world's literature in about an hour.
All the good stuff, at least.
Because the timing is different in The Good Place, right?
Yeah.
That's what Tanya wants to do.
Yeah, no.
Read every book in human existence in an hour.
Then you're not really enjoying it.
You don't know that. It's heaven. Come on.
Then you have nothing else to do for the rest of your life.
Hey, Ann, I have a
What?
question.
Yeah.
Do we have an event coming up? Let me think.
We have a couple events coming up.
We have a couple of events coming up. Can you enlighten me as to
We
what
are
events we've got coming
having
up?
cosplay karaoke at the 585 Rockin' Burger Bar.
Dun, dun, dun.
Saturday, July 27th from 6 until 8. We will be having karaoke fun. Come out in your best cosplay. starting July 1st, we are going to have a sign-up sheet on our Facebook page to sign up which songs you want to sing. I think we're only taking 30 to 40 people to sing because we only have 2 hours on the stage.
Right. So we don't want to take more people on than we can actually put on stage.
Yep. And then starting at 8:30, we will have the band Wicked from Utica, 70s and 80s hair band. They will be coming out to have fun. Cover charge is $5, and then we will have some 50-50 raffles. We have some
raffle baskets.
Plus, we're going to have some amazing desserts.
Yay. I like desserts. I'm going to need sugar by the end of that day.
Oh, they have so much really good food there. Let me just say.
Yep.
You have not been, you have to go and try there.
Garbage
plate balls.
Garbage plate balls?
Garbage plate balls.
I didn't know garbage plates had balls.
Wow.
No, it's a garbage plate within a ball.
Oh,
it's garbage
deep
fried. That's deep fried.
It's a deep fried garbage.
They take the whole thing and roll it in panko.
My arteries are getting hard just thinking about this particular.
Oh my God!
Are you sure it's your arteries? Thank you. Good night.
Stop that, Billy.
And then
stop reading my mind.
Wait, yours?
Come on! It's a Sunday. It's a gaming table.
There it is.
It could have gone there.
Oh,
amazing.
Well, starting Tuesday nights on June 18th, every Tuesday night, we will also be at 585 Rockin' Burger Bar having our FC3 game nights. So we're not sure which night we're going to start with. We're hoping to have a plan here soon. I think the first Tuesday might be card game nights.
Okay.
And then the second Tuesday will be dice games. And then we're going to go board games. We're just trying to have a huge variety. There is no cover, but come in, eat some dinner with your family, and have some fun.
I think you should play Risk for every week for the next 4 years.
You would still be playing.
That'd be the same game, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Ukraine is strong.
Wow. We'll be there from 6 until 9, and then us old people have to go home and sleep.
Yes.
Because it's a Tuesday.
It's a school night.
Yes, and at least the first night, I have Regents exam the next morning. So
screw the kids.
But then we have.
I don't want to do that. I want to keep my job.
We have one more huge
many
event
teachers
coming.
have, and they usually make it to the news.
We have one more big event, which I'm hoping will get
announced.
Well, no, it'll be announced already.
By now.
Yeah, on the 27th of July. Also, we will be in the same area in the Grease Ridge Mall, as always, for a mini-con. This year, it's one day. We are going to go from 10 until 6, and we have some fun happening. We're still booking everything, so check us back up. Check our Facebook. We're going to be launching
That's
a lot
Saturday?
more.
Yep, Saturday the 27th. So at 10 o'clock, the mini-con starts at the Grease Ridge Center Mall, the theater wing, just by Lollipop Farm like we usually do.
Yep.
Comic book dealers, I still need about 8 issues of Superman Family.
There you go.
Bring what you got.
And then, so that'll go all the way to 6 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock is when the cosplay karaoke starts up at the 585 Burger Bar, 6 to 8 on the cosplay karaoke, and then at 8:30 Wicked. So you can spend the entire day with FC3 and have something to do that's different every hour of the day, basically. Every couple of hours, things will switch up a little bit.
Well, you're spending the whole day with Mighty Monkey Corporation.
Yeah, well,
because in the morning, because from 10 to 6, it's FC.
Purveyors and producers of the Flower City Comic Con.
Not yet.
No, it's the FCMC.
FCMC.
It's the Flower City Minicon.
FCMC.
It's FCMC.
Squared. I just went to Warp.
And then
the Empire's gone plaid.
And then that night, it's not Flower City, it's Mighty Monkey.
It's a Mighty Monkey event.
It's a Mighty Monkey
Needless to say, it's us. It's our thing, baby.
So for MiniCon, we are looking for ideas. We have a panel area.
Ooh, do we now?
Where we will be having at least room for 2 to 4 panel discussions. So anybody who wants to come and have one or host one or talk to us, email Chris or Ann or Tanya, all of our first names at
FC3ROC.org.
Any of us, and we will hook you up with how to do a panel if you want to help with one. We really are trying to expand our minis to be bigger. So a mini bigger con.
A mini bigger con?
A bigger mini con?
A bigger mini con.
Yes.
Or bigger mini bigger con.
And then you'll all sneak into the movies because there will still be lots of movies.
And if you consider that we're going to be doing something with the 585 Burger Bar, it's going to be a bigger mini burger con.
Now, just jumping back to
jump back.
The cosplay karaoke. I know we're taking 30 to 40 people. They can't take American Pie or Freebird or anything like that.
Freebird!
because
no 10-minute songs.
No 10-minute songs. It's like, come on, let's make sure that we actually get 30 to 40 people up there.
If I leave here tomorrow, would
and you still remember me? I'm going to get my lighter out. Tribute.
And so it's now cell phones. Let's just be considerate and keep it to like 3 to 4 minutes.
Yes. And we will be outside on the main stage.
So make sure that your cosplay.
Do we have any charities we're working with right now?
Us.
We are the
charity.
Oh, we are the charity?
We are the 501.
Oh, so the Burger Bar, this is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It is.
Outstanding.
He's not paying attention the first couple times when we say.
There's a reason that I brought it up. Ha, ha, ha.
Yes, we're raising funds so we can produce more FC3 and give back to the community.
So, all right. I'm planning on not participating with the cosplay karaoke because I want you guys to be expressing yourselves. However, if we're able to earn a certain amount of donation specifically for the purpose.
Cut your hair?
No. So
I got $1,000.
Back off, Delilah. if we hit a certain number, then I'll get up and sing.
Hey, if somebody wants to give $1,000, we can have Chris dress up as that wonky guy outside the tax place.
Yeah.
Woo, the guy with the big arms and legs.
I'll just wear a baggy shirt. I don't even freaking need a cosplay for that, apparently.
We'll put him on stilts.
All right, so we'll come up with a number, but if we hit a certain number, then I'll get up and sing.
I think it's Barbie Girl.
No, it's not going to be Barbie Girl. It's not Barbie Girl.
I was going to say, the last cosplay karaoke, you did sing with Ian.
Yep, I sang with my son. Billy Joel's The Longest Time. It was a good song.
I will
It's
sing.
a little out of my range, though, especially when I'm like trying to project. So
I'll sing for a certain fee.
Okay.
You guys, for a certain fee, I won't sing.
Woo!
Otherwise, I am singing.
I remember this one comedian. He had the whole infomercial thing. The overplayed hits of the '70s. It's $9.95 if you want it, $12.95 if you don't.
Yeah. So therefore, for a certain donation, Tanya will not sing that day.
If you would like to donate some sort of raffle basket or prize or gift cards or anything of that sort, just email Anne, ANNE, at fc3roc.org, and we can hook up and meet up, and I will collect prizes and raffles and whatever. We'll give you a tax-deductible receipt.
Right now, we definitely have a raffle basket that is for those brown coat fans out there. It's the Serenity.
Ooh, shiny.
Yes.
It's a Christmas tree ornament. It's a keychain.
There's some magnets and stickers in there. So, yep.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. All of this is basically, we're coming into a new chapter where we continue to evolve Mighty Monkey Corporation. We're doing more than just FC3. We're doing more than just the mini-cons. We're going to be doing more of these specific events. And Anne's been spearheading a lot of this, so thank you for that. You've been awesome. So we're going to start doing more and different things. We're going to have our game nights. We're going to have our cosplay karaoke's. We're going to be bringing bands in. We've got other bigger plans down the road to do things. We have the podcast. We have Nerd World News. We have our Twitch channel that we're starting to work back up on. You know, we've been talking about that for months, but we want to get back into it. This is a great time for you, dear listener, and your friends. Pass the word around. This is where you want to come on board. And to do that, you can sponsor us. And we've talked about this on we have scripts for that, and we're not going to go into that today. But follow us on Patreon. Patreon has a free blog, okay, which takes articles. James Irish has been writing for them. Sherry, our producer, has been writing those. There's going to be more. If you have things that you want to contribute, we want to hear from you. Sponsorships at fc3roc.org. Email us. Say, hey, I want to get on board. I want to help you guys out. I want to get on board this wave of things going forward. Sponsorships at fc3roc.org. We have several levels. We'll tailor one specifically to you if we can't find something that works in what we've established so far. We're not going to be sticking the mud and saying, no, it has to be A, B, or C. We can come up with E, F, J, Q. It's all good. We want you to be a part of things, and we want you to join in on the fun. So reach out. This is the best time to do it because we're right at the beginning of some really cool stuff, and we would love to have you on board with us. So sponsorships at fc3roc.org, patreon.com/fc3roc is where you can find us there. You can always follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us wherever we go, and we'll lead you to where the entertainment is. Get ready for that on the out cue. But before we get to that, we have our question of the week, and this is a fun one. I've been looking because I found a really big list of them. Actually, I didn't find it. Sherry found it, and she sent it to me. Fine. So there's like a whole bunch of choices here. So today's question of the week, Billy.
Yes, Chris.
You're going to be my first victim.
Uh-oh.
What fictional teacher do you wish you could have studied with, and what would you have hoped to have learned from that person?
See, now, the obvious answers is to go to Hogwarts and learn how to do magic and all the fun stuff, but I know someone's going to pick that.
Uh-huh.
I want to go to the Glee School and sing and dance on command.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
I want to be able just to dance down the hallways knowing every song. And
everybody's going to join in with you.
Exactly, because I really like music. So
you are the music man.
So, Mr. Schuster at Glee, I want to be in your class.
I love it. That's phenomenal. Miss Ann.
Mr. Feeney.
Feeney!
Just because he was like so down to earth and he really had the compassion, but he still really believed in education. And,
and his one-liners.
But he always made it fun to prank his house, and he never really like made the kids get in trouble. He just made them fix what they did wrong.
Yes. See, that was part of his. He was always enjoyed, I think, being part of their circle.
Yes.
As it were.
And even now, I don't know if you've seen the newer ones where it's
Girl Meets World. Yeah, I have.
He's back there, and he's still a very strong part of their lives. And that's how a teacher should be.
I did watch that series because Juliana was into it, and I thought it was very cute. I thought it was very sweetly done. And the young lady who played Riley did a wonderful job with it. But there's a great episode where Corey and
Topanga?
No, it was Corey and the best friend. Sean.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot that for a second. They realized they had a time capsule out there, and they went to go dig it up. And, of course, it was in Feeney's yard. So there they are in the middle of the night digging, and you hadn't seen Feeney in a long time. He hadn't shown up in Girl Meets World. So they're in Feeney's yard trying to be very, very quiet, of course, failing miserably. And then the flashlight turns on, and the both of them comically realize they're busted. And then they turn around, and they're like, Feeney!
I love that episode, too.
That's a cute one.
My daughter watched it as well.
Tanya Fabulous.
Yeah.
What's your answer to this?
I'm gonna. I didn't really do much of my homework this week.
That's my job, is to avoid homework. You're the teacher. Come on.
Well, I was a little busy this week.
Yeah.
I got the questions. What day did I get the questions? Yesterday?
Yesterday or 2 days ago.
So, you need a long time to think about something like that?
Well, when you're prepping for a dance recital. And
think about it while you're dancing.
It's a pop quiz, Tanya.
I'm just going to have to jump on.
Why did I go to speed all of a sudden? Pop quiz, asshole.
Actually, I know. You want to learn from Coach Reeves on The White Shadow how to play basketball.
There it is. Oh, my God. There's a show I haven't heard about in a while.
My first thought was... David Tennant's character on the sketch show with Catherine Tate.
Where he plays the professor?
Where he plays the substitute English teacher, and he puts Catherine Tate in her place.
Yes.
Because that...
Am I bothering you?
Are
you bothered?
Look at my face. Whatever.
She's phenomenal, that woman.
So but then I'm like, definitely that, because that would just be enjoyable sitting in there, but then I would... be like feeling cringeworthy because I probably would have been the one that would have been picked on or whatever type thing. So I'm going to have to jump on with Billy and go to Mr. Schuster in regards to Glee.
All right. Now, I like Billy my first thought was Hogwarts would have been great, or the, Ilvermorny, which I believe is the American version. Okay. Yeah, I'm sort of a Potterhead by
Juliana.
By Juliana, yeah. So it's by guilt by association? Yeah, Potterhead by association. So that was my first thought, but my actual answer is the teacher that I would love to have studied under would be Qui-Gon Jinn. Jedi Master.
Sure. You went outside the box.
I went way outside the box because, who wouldn't want to be a Jedi, for God's sake?
You want to be a Jedi.
And you didn't even go Yoda.
Nope. Qui-Gon Jinn. Because...
he didn't necessarily follow all the rules.
He didn't necessarily follow all the rules, but also he spoke in complete sentences. So he's easier to understand.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah. I also think that, the beard was kind of badass. And it's Liam Neeson, for God's sake. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got Mr. Schuster, we've got Mr. Feeney, and Qui-Gon Jinn, and then everybody wants to go to Hogwarts because that's just a thing. So here, when you get a chance... dear listener, make sure we hear who you would have chosen.
Did Ann give us her answer? Did I forget?
Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney.
That's right. Never mind.
Feeney.
I tell you, they're
Billy
not paying
needs
attention
a nap.
to us.
Billy needs.
I was paying attention once you said the Feeney. Oh yeah, now I remember that conversation.
Excuse me. You. What's your name?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I think we're good for this episode at this point. We can go ahead and bring out the out cue music because this has been Monkey Business. A product of the Mighty Monkey Corporation, purveyors and producers of the Flower City Comic-Con.
And that's why we keep you around.
Yes, sometime in 2020. Keep an eye on it for events. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us wherever we go, and we will lead you to where the entertainment is, whether we actually remember the way to say it or not.
It's not me. It's so much better when it comes from you.
Aw, that's pleased to hear that. Anyway.
Doom, doom.